This man here is guilty.
That is bullcrap. I've never done something wrong.
I get my scar with a smile.
Okay, one thing.
What is going on, y'all? Welcome back to Movie Reviews with Cadell. Today, we're going to be talking about the movie Beau is Afraid. This is the newest film from Ari Aster, the person who directed and wrote Hereditary and Midsommar. So, this movie, maybe you probably never heard of it. Maybe you've seen like trailers for it, but it's not doing very good. Wasn't able to watch it in theaters, which is the one thing I wanted to do. So I had to wait in 2 months for this thing to come out on streaming services. Well, I had to buy it for $20, which was kind of funny. But this movie is 3 hours long. First of all, I'd like to say that. After I watched it, I liked it. This got an awful, like for an Ari Aster film, it got an awful score on Rotten Tomatoes. It got like 65 or something for right now, and it has like a 71 audience score, which I'm actually pretty surprised. I thought it would be lower for the audience score. I feel like for the critics score, it should be like maybe 79. I personally, myself, I really enjoyed this film. Since this movie had like no hype for this, I know it's not gonna be recommended on anyone's page. This video is gonna take forever to edit. It's gonna get like 2 views. Anyways, my honest review, I would give this 8 out of 10. I liked this film. I feel for other people, if you're going into this not watching it because it's Ari Aster film, or if it's scrolling through like your streaming service and you're like, Beau is Afraid, which, first of all, how does that spell Beau? B-E-A-U. How does that spell Beau? B-O. For people who are just coming into this without the mindset of an Ari Aster fan, you would probably not enjoy this film. I feel like he probably could have cut down on the time. This movie got $35 million in budget, and it's kind of sad because this movie made like $10,000. It lost like $25,000. I feel like if they cut down on the time, they probably could have made some profit back because people don't want to go watch a 3-hour-long movie. Before I begin this very short summary, I'm not going to give a big summary. I just want to give kind of a fast summary, and I want to talk about one major point that I really enjoyed about this film, and it's probably one of my favorite things I've ever watched. So, this film, it's beautiful. This movie is so well directed, the cinematography, and it's just beautiful, bro. I'll say the story is probably why it knocked off those 2 points. It's a good story most of the time, but some of it is just it's kind of really confusing, and it felt like Ari Aster was just kind of throwing whatever the frick he wanted in there. But let's get started with the summary. So we meet this guy, Beau. He is a paranoid old man, and he found out that his mom died, and his mom will not be able to be buried unless he's there, and he's trying to get there, but he gets hit by a car, and these people take him in and try and like raise him as their son or something, kind of his coping mechanism because their son died in a war. And then he escapes from that place and is wandering through the woods, and then finds this like play, and they put on this show for him, and it's like 19 minutes of beautiful imagery with this play and stuff, which I enjoyed personally, but I can see how people would get kind of bored of it after a while. And then we go to the final, he hitchhikes out of the forest and goes to his mom's house and find out she's not dead. Just talk about this part for a while. The very end of this movie, something happens and he walks out of the house and just kind of gets in a boat. This is what I'm kind of saying with the story. It's kind of messed up. It felt like he just walked out and just got in this boat and just starts going out in the middle of this water. There's no like motivation behind it or anything. Basically, he paddles and finds this big rock thing and paddles through this cave with this freaking beautiful music in the background, which props to the guy who made this music. It's sad that not that many people watch this movie. Pops out on the other end, and all of a sudden his boat stops and just like in the middle of the water, and he can't get it started. And then all of a sudden these big spotlights come on all around. There's this big freaking coliseum around him with all these people watching him in the middle of this water. And then all of a sudden this person comes up on the side and is like, "This man here he is guilty of being guilty. And I'm like, this is kind of like the thing. It has zero explanation why this is happening, but this scene is beautiful. It doesn't show, I don't know if this is only going on in Beau's head or if there's gotta be, I don't think this is actually happening, but bug. What the anyways, this guy up top is like, this man here is guilty, and then this projector comes down and it's like he's showing all the people in this stadium what he's done, like when he like hid from his mom in the mall and made her panic and stuff. And then on the other side is a defendant of Beau, and he's like, he was scared. He did nothing wrong. And Beau's just kind of in the middle of this on this boat, having a panic attack and stuff. He doesn't know what's happening. He's just freaking out. His mom is actually there. Eventually, the defendant of Beau just gets lunged off this ledge. Then all of a sudden, these big horns come on, and it basically is like Beau has been proven guilty of being guilty. This is probably my favorite scene or ending of, I'll guess, I'm not story-wise ending, I guess more imagery. It's beautiful. Joaquin Phoenix doing like the best freaking acting ever, crying out to all these people to help him, and then with this beautiful score in the background, and then all of a sudden he just kind of accepts it and knows that his mom isn't going to stop this, and all of a sudden the boat just capsized, and the boat's like shaking back and forth as it's underwater, and then all of a sudden it just stops, and you can kind of hear his mom kind of crying in the background, and then this door closes, and then all of a sudden, written and directed by Ari Aster. Holy crap. Like, that's depressing. I mean, Midsommar and Hereditary both ended with depressing stuff, so I wasn't expecting that much more depressing, but this is pretty sad. The entire credits are just over this boat upside down, capsized, with all the people in the Coliseum walking out. It's actually kind of funny. If you like direct your eyes towards one person in the background walking out, you can see it's kind of funny how how they probably just set like a simulation for Blender or something, because like you can see the people glitching around kind of, and it does not look realistic. But yeah, the entire credits is just over this. It's definitely my favorite part of this movie, but that's my overall review. I recommend. This ending is amazing. If you're in an audience, you've never really heard of Ari Aster, I would not really recommend seeing this movie. Me personally, if you're up for 3 hours of possibly fun or boring, go watch it. It's pretty good. I don't really know how to end this. I want to end it on a comedic purpose. Markiplier.